Folks, you may remember a while back, this article's pulled up. It's March 28th, 2023, a few years ago. Watchtower was bragging about this big New York State Award, Jehovah's Witnesses' design of Ramapo project. Well, there's another side to this whole thing. They were granted $1 million of taxpayer money, and they made some commitments to the community that they're now changing. So the question here is, does Watchtower let their yes mean yes? So I'm not going to read this. We all kind of knew about it. I read it before on this channel. But what is new is the feedback coming back from the local community. And this is one of the news articles that's out. Tenants are forced out of the Sloatsburg apartment complex to make room for Jehovah's Witness volunteers. And folks, this is July 28th, 2025. Thanks to my good wife for getting the news out and actually watching Watchtower. She's keeping an eye on them. So we could read through this. I summarized it here in a bit, but this is long-time renters. They feel like they're losing a home and a community. So long story short, Watchtower made a bunch of commitments back in 2021 then when they got that big grant, and they were putting all this work, and it looked like they were really doing a lot for the community. But now they're pushing all these people out, and they're going back on their commitment. So there's an article here. We'll pin these articles in the comments, and then we'll give you the long and the short of it. Here's another one, just to show the pushback from the communities. This is from Rockland County Times. Sloatsburg apartment complex become housing for Jehovah's Witnesses. Now, this is almost a month later. This is August 14th, 2025, just the other day. And so they start out by saying, though initially fought by the village back in the mid 2000s, the Woodgrove and Sterlington apartment complex off Route 7 has become a staple of the village, providing a home for hundreds of tenants since it's officially opened in 2019. And the complex's 9 buildings with the upscale 1 and 2 bedroom apartments offer many amenities, including a fitness room and a pool. And Woodgrove opened with much fanfare and attracted many locals who wanted to be closer to home. So Watchtower, they got involved. They took this place over. They bought it. And we just read the Watchtower article where they got the big grant to make this all solar and green. And according to Watchtower, 800 witnesses will be housed on the property. So it's quite a big thing. That's the end of that article. Again, we're going to pin that in the comments below. But here's the short of the long of it. Just stay tuned and we'll get right into it. Jehovah's Witnesses preach it all the time. Let your yes mean yes and your no, no. But in Sloatsburg, New York, their yes has turned into eviction notices. Because apparently loving your neighbor means kicking them out of their home. In 2021, Watchtower spokesman Keith Caddy assured tenants at the Woodgrove apartments nothing is being changed. Not the leases, not the price of the units. 9 buildings would remain for public renters, while 7 were set aside for volunteers. But in 2025, tenants like Helen Gaber, a cancer patient who built her life in this community, received letters telling them to leave. Leases? Not renewed. Apartments? Transitioned to corporate housing. Yes means yes until it's inconvenient for Watchtower. Inside the religion, Jehovah's Witnesses are used to this doublespeak, the overlapping generations, yes, no, yes again, slacks for women, once no, now yes, beards, once forbidden, now allowed, blood transfusions, still a big no, even if it cost your life. Now, they're pulling the same stunt on the public. Yes, you can rent here, Yes, nothing will change. Yes, your lease is safe. And then no, get out. We need your home for volunteers. Tenants describe arbitrary rent hikes, sometimes $1,000 a month. Imagine that. Watchtower. $1,000 a month. A cancer patient, someone like that. Amenities they paid for, like gyms and grills, quietly commandeered by volunteers. And when renters complained, they were told, I'll make a phone call. Yes means yes until a Bethel van pulls up. Meanwhile, Watchtower spins a different story. In 2023, New York State awarded them $1 million taxpayer-funded grant for the Ramapo project. Praised for its eco-friendly design, solar panels, geothermal pumps, and even a 5-megawatt battery bank, they told the public it was for sustainability. But the reality? It's a taxpayer-funded fortress, offices, a museum, and 800 housing units for their own workforce. Folks, that's not saving the planet. That's greenwashing a land grab. And what did the community get in return? A landscape campus, some solar panels, and wait for it, an old fire truck. What they took was far greater. Nearly 400 rental units, millions in grants, and sustainability of an entire neighborhood. And they sucked far more out than they ever gave back. And I guarantee you that was a taxable building at the time. So, folks, this isn't a religion. That's an extraction. So let's be clear. This isn't about faith. It's about a religious corporation behaving like a real estate empire, lying to the tenants, exploiting taxpayers, and hiding under a tax-exempt umbrella. So inside the religion, members are told yes means yes, but outside, it's just another lie. And when lawsuits for child abuse settlements hit, Watchtower will cry poverty, even while sitting on millions and billions, perhaps, in property and grants. So you see, they funnel the money out of their Watchtower empire into real estate, and they're hoping that these CSA settlements can't touch that money. So here's a lesson for all the communities out there in the world. Don't let Watchtower into your community. It's going to cost you problems. Their yes does not mean yes. They will use lawyers to slide out of these contracts a few years later. You see, and that's what's happening right here, right smack in our faces. So yes, don't let Watchtower into your community, folks. Keep living your life with love, not Watchtower type lies. We'll see you on the next video.